This is Spade. My name is Conchita Lillian.
My name is one and only Benji Ndolo. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are around the world.
Okay.
Welcome to Spade.
Welcome to the hello.
Yeah, exactly.
It's been a minute, Benji, and there's a lot to catch up with.
Yes.
First of all, let's start with Sakaja's impeachment. Your thoughts?
Yeah, it was a farce in the sense that somebody like Maverick, I saw being discussed on KTN yesterday, had predicted the whole thing.
A facade?
Yes, a whole... Sometimes it's an extortion gimmick because the governor sees clearly that he's at risk. His predecessor was impeached and removed. So you can see the reckless spending in the county, the misuse of funds.
Oh, yes, I saw that.
So the governor will quickly mobilize some funds and perhaps bribe, get money distributed all over.
Money talks.
And the person who is mobilizing the MCAs to back down would be obviously the leader of the party with the majority in the county assembly, and that would be Raila.
ODM?
Yeah, ODM. The impeachment motion had been brought by an ODM MCA, Robert Alai, and others. So Alai will be asked to toe the line, to take back his fangs and his nails. Rudisha kucha. So the loser is the resident of Nairobi and the voter, because it is in Nairobi that we're having a lot of gangs running around, terrorizing residents. There's no security. It's like the National Police Service is on strike quietly. There is problems with service delivery. Nairobi is dirty. Nairobi is not swept.
Nairobi is a mess.
Roads are not where they need to be. And all of this is really not only unfortunate, Conchita, but it's also an embarrassment.
Yes,
because this is a city county.
Yes.
Capital city county. It should be a leading example for devolution for other counties. But here we are with all the dysfunction and incompetence. It is really unacceptable. What to do?
It's like, why was he not impeached? Listen, I've never been a big Sakaja fan. I've said this from day one. I think he's one of the most incompetent governor we've ever had.
And nonchalant governors.
Yeah. And for me, I think what he's really good at is just sitting down looking pretty. You know, just be there, darling.
Depends how you define pretty.
Be a good-looking man.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Depends how you define good-looking.
He reminds me of like beauty with no brains, to be quite honest. And I'm sorry to say it out loud. I feel he's very incompetent. I think that he was not the right choice, and I don't know how we went wrong there.
Dimples.
I don't know why we did not vote for, what was his name?
Polycarp. Igathe.
I really don't understand, because if you look at how his achievements were, this is someone who would have taken this county into something marvelous, because he's intellectual.
That's true. Yeah.
If you look at his CV,
he'd have run it as a manager.
And Nairobi requires that. Nairobi requires someone who runs it as like, this is a business. Let me see, I can be able to handle. Not someone who is very, very greedy.
So, Conchita, what's happening is Kenyans will experience bad governance on many levels and in many realms.
Yeah.
And the only value that can be derived out of this, Conchi, is Kenyans are learning the hard way. And it is on now them to feel like, no, we can't continue like this. We cannot absolutely continue like this.
We really cannot.
And we cannot be looking at parties and tribes. We now need to identify and elect leaders.
Exactly.
Who respect the constitution and who can deliver. So sometimes going through things like Sakajaism is the pain that you have to bear.
Did you say Sakajaism?
Yeah, because now, he's not even an ODM governor, by the way.
Oh,
so you can imagine. He's a UDA governor.
And he ran to ODM.
Now protected by ODM. And from what I heard, he ran to ODM carrying a lot of money for
Baba.
Nani.
Because I saw on some of the reports online that there was closed door meetings, Sakaja and Raila, and he's the one that saved him from being impeached. And
the big discussion online is, when did Raila become, or was he always, the enabler of corruption? And I think it's something somebody can write an academic paper on, because Raila's legacy is a very troubled one. It is. Many levels.
And for those people who knew of Raila from the beginning and who knew his agenda, until the Gen Z movement, whereby nowadays people can be able to see through the BS
Yes.
Like literally, I'm like, by the way, ini ujinga, ini ufala.
But some looked at him as a hero, as somebody
Exactly.
committed against corruption, and
Yes.
that's just
And
the
people
facts
die.
don't bear out.
And the last conversation we had, I told you, whereby you ask someone, when mbona unapenda Raila? No, they've got no explanation.
No.
My father, my cousin, my family.
Yeah. So he weaponized PT because he was able to paint himself the victim of electoral fraud, the victim of oppression.
Yeah.
Raila's a former detainee. Raila's been tear gassed even in his old age. And so a lot of people rally around the whole pity thing, and many times it really backfires big time, because then you're just pitying someone who at the slightest chance they're ready to eat and to squander resources. And as Babu Owino said yesterday on an interview on Citizen TV, and I'll quote, corruption is violence against the poor. When money is being withdrawn like this, 3.6 billion, for example, in
we
cash,
are coming to that.
This is money that can put painkillers in hospitals, medicine,
schools,
that can help build classrooms, etc. So corruption is violence against the poor. And unfortunately, it is the poor who elect corrupt people. So it's a form of self-hate.
Yeah.
Yes.
How comes,
It's perpetuation of self-hate.
And that's something I came to see. I remember.
It's lack of self-worth.
Yeah, and that's something came to. I remember we had this conversation back a while whereby I said that majority of the people who vote are the poor people.
Yes.
And it's high time.
The ones who also go to the rallies.
Yes, the ones who goes to the rally, the ones who are idle.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And I'm like, now they're affecting the middle class. And
Correct.
middle class doesn't like being affected. And I'm really looking forward for the next election, because for the first time, majority of the people who are going to come out are the middle class people. And I'm like, please, finally.
You cannot, as a university graduate, ignore governance, ignore politics, ignore political rallies, etc., and leave the job of electing the president and your leaders to your house help.
Exactly.
So this is just such a fundamental, principle that it should not even be, don't have to say it here on a podcast.
I know.
It is the recklessness of the middle class, the arrogance
and
of the upper deck. Yeah.
And I really want to take full responsibility for that, because last election I was just like, fuck this shit. I was just like, either way, they're both corrupt. So you're part of the 8 million who didn't vote. I'm part of the 8 million who didn't vote, and I really want to apologize for that.
Will you now vote for Ruto?
I wasn't going to vote for any of them. That's why I never even bothered.
And that's why I keep saying the 8 million who didn't vote, it's very unlikely that even 10% of them would vote for the government now. But anyway, I don't want to ruffle any feathers. So
I am part of the
nowadays I say less.
Unajua hapa niliacha watu wakanisaidia kwenda pale kuvote, naangalia zile mashida yenye mmetuwekea.
Nani wako Uhuru Park by the way? Nimeona watu, I think ni jana ni usiku.
It's Reba. I think it's
who is Reba?
It's a Christian concert going on.
Yeah,
speaking of Nairobi, still on
Jenzi ulikuwa huko
Nairobi.
Uhuru Park.
What Jenzi upendi Mungu?
Ama labda huko hapo.
Anaenda huko leo. But the thing is, what I kind of like is of this kind of latest generation, the faith, they really are very, on their religion. And something that I could never even assume. I could
Actually,
never even, think about. Sorry.
It's so interesting, Conchita. We have this discussion. I don't know if you've seen my tweets in the last 24 hours. So some of my team are in China this week. And I'm told China, there are no churches, there are no mosques. Chinese just work and follow their president.
No, it can't be true. I think that the churches and mosques.
No, they're none. My guys are there, and it's not a big thing at all.
For real?
No, absolutely not.
Jesus Christ.
And of course, English for them also is just a language spoken badly, a language of trade and convenience. But they are about their own culture, their own country, their own language, and manufacturing, trying to become a dominant power in the world. And they're doing that quite well. But again, church has no place in the society in China. Interesting.
To be quite honest, I will say this again. I feel religion is one of the most controversy situations.
Yeah, controversial.
It's very controversial. And one day we're going to talk about religion.
The opium of the masses. Is it Karl Marx who called it that? The opium of the masses.
The cults, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And a lot of people...
Shakahola.
A lot of people are oppressed through religion.
Are you aware Shakahola is ongoing, as in they were digging up bodies even yesterday? That is sick.
Really?
Yes.
No, it wasn't.
If you haven't watched news, Shakahola.
I haven't watched news.
There's been like Shakahola 2 where they've discovered even more bodies, more, because it was really expansive.
Coming from?
Yeah,
why is the government kanyaging this story of Shakahola?
It's a really sad story.
For real?
Yeah, that someone can leave their home, sell all their belongings, leave their family. and go and fast to death to meet Jehovah Anyonyi. Sisemi kitu. Hey.
Jehovah Anyonyi. Back to matters Nairobi.
I think you can take a break there. You digest that. Normal.
We'll be back after the break.
And we are back. Call a spade a spade. Conchita, unacheka nini?
Sema Jehovah Anyonyi. Sasa unajua utapata kuna Mluya mahali amejiita Jehovah.
At least si kusema kama Mkikuyu. Njehova. With N for Njeru.
Now let's speak matters Nairobi. So lately Nairobi is becoming a mess, and the first question I ask myself is it the Flower CS's fault, or is it just the governance?
But I always sometimes like to give people their flowers while they're alive. You're a very talented question asker. Like Yvonne Kwara. I like how you just ask. Did you go to school for that?
Really?
Just kuuliza tu maswali.
Yeah.
So again, your question is Nairobi what?
Is Nairobi why is Nairobi fucked up? And for me,
I thought you said it at the outset. If there's no leadership, if Sakaja is more of a,
but what is?
I don't want to call him a slay queen. I mean, he's kind of maybe what Joho was in Mombasa.
The dimple, I was like king.
Yeah, Sakaja honestly could do much better. I know him personally. It's just sad, Sakaja. I wish we could have a discussion. He's my younger brother. And he's just okay with all these. I wish he could just say, hey, Benji, let's have a tea. What do you think I could do? 3 big things, I don't know. It's
First of all,
why is it okay to just fail?
Let me
And maybe we could segue to that and ask, do you think, because I notice, Conchita, and it's my job to do this, that what's his name is getting more and more momentum by the day, yeah? Babu Owino. Honorable Babu Owino.
I am voting for Babu.
You see? Yeah.
He has my vote.
Babu Owino is just getting momentum day by day. He has not even declared he's running, but
and I want him
a lot of people feel like Babu can redeem himself. He had a troubled past.
Yes.
He has the brain and the energy and the wherewithal to smash cartels.
Yes.
And Kenyans are willing to try Babu Owino at City Hall. Is that a mistake? Is that a good decision?
We will learn. I think at this point we keep on learning.
We're willing to learn?
We're willing to learn. But at least now we're learning with someone that we've seen a track record. Despite of his convictions and whatever. I have personally worked with Babu back in the day.
Okay.
Like something we're working on.
I wish I could be his running mate, by the way. That's why I need to join Siasa proper. He's a good kid, though.
No, but Babu, Nairobi deserves someone like
He's
Babu.
A good
someone
side,
ruthless and someone who's very, at least intellectual.
Yes.
At this point.
Yes.
So now, I think
very intellectual.
I've been saying matters Nairobi. Now let's talk security. Nairobi is becoming fucked up. Security is bad.
Yes.
Goons. First of all, we saw hired goons storming and being encouraged. We have a CS of Interior, again, Murkomen, incompetent, whose job is nothing, is inciting people shoot to kill, shoot this and that.
Shoot the leg.
And for me, I don't understand. I feel like the last time Nairobi was, or Kenya was a little bit safe was when Matiang'i was Interior CS.
Yes.
Kindiki also tried.
Yes.
There's so many things which were
off.
So now let's look at places to avoid completely on exercise strict caution in Nairobi
archives
past 6 p.m. So we have number 1, the environs around archives. And archives used to be so good.
Tomboya.
And for me, I'm even wondering, that thing that was happening whereby they were saying archives needs to be moved. So could this be a gimmick?
Or even just a gimmick to have the country and the city so restless that it creates despondency.
Exactly.
And people just feel
maybe
I shouldn't vote. Maybe when there's so much chaos like this, it's just better to continue as is. I don't know. I don't want to speculate too much, but allow me to say that the situation is so dicey that in my own honest opinion, in my own analysis as an analyst, just the way the security situation is, and I don't know if you watched Gloria Oroba's interview.
Not yet.
Where she castigates PS Raymond Omolo, but in the same breath, she concedes that the guy is so sharp and well organized as a manager, as a person. I just dread to think what would happen if he was not the PS Interior. Because it's like nothing is working. And it's only that one point where at least like kuna mtu hapo. kwa hiyo ofisi kuna mtu hapo Konchi. If it was not that way, I just shudder to think how the country would be.
Let's go to space number 2. So the environs around Odeon. We have Koja Fire Station. The stretch of Tomboya towards Afi Center. Oh my God, that's like the entire Nairobi. The environments...
and where the masses are.
Around City Hall.
Imagine.
Muranga Road stretch from Desai Junction
and
towards
Globe
Globe.
Cinema.
Globe has always been like this, to be quite honest, and I've never really understood why.
It's just terrible.
It's always been like this. Kipande Road stretch towards the museum. Fuck.
Yeah,
The
that's
Wangari
messed up.
Maathai stretch towards Museum Roundabout.
Yeah.
Haile Selassie stretch? Come
Yeah.
on, guys. All the way to
Yeah.
National Library.
So
the
goons are just
entire-
running around with blades and kinyesi, human feces. So they just throw new.
This thing was
These are things that used to happen in
finished
the
time
90s.
ya
Yeah.
Michuki
Wakati ya Moi
alikuja
hata,
akamaliza
akatoa hizo
kila
vitu.
kitu.
Yeah. They ask
Why
you for
don't we
something and
have-
they're holding Mavi.
Why don't we have a Michuki back into, like, you know...
Ask Ruto. He's the appointing authority.
Oh my God, you just say ask Ruto.
Yes.
Okay, hey Billy, why don't we have a Michuki? Why don't we have someone who, like, why are you putting Murkomen of all people in charge of interior? Now let's look at the scandal that is currently erupting in Mandera, whereby the actual governor is like, fuck.
Yeah.
It's becoming a breeding ground for Al-Shabaab and the Sudanese militia.
And they're ceding the ground to Gashagwa, who now is having a higher moral ground as a former DO to authoritatively speak in public and say, this is what's happening on the ground.
Yeah.
The governor says this. You must remove these terrorists from Kenyan territory, etc. So why cede, ground to your adversary like former
Jubaland.
DP Gashagwa, who is making it clear to a lot of sympathetic Kenyans that Jubaland are breaching the territorial integrity of Kenya. It's just tiring. It's annoying.
So I was doing some reading when
It's unacceptable.
It is very unacceptable because these guys will not be able to allow this to happen in their own country.
True.
Why allow it to come into into our own country?
And it's more than just playing politics now.
It's
Security
more.
is absolute.
It is
Security,
more.
you don't play politics with security.
It is more.
And because the president is a hardworking individual himself, like the president is active, he's a thinker, he's trying to do all this.
Is it?
I don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand why then it would be okay in his reign to have a semblance of dysfunction and anarchy and incompetence on his watch. It's a
Remember,
contradiction.
Some time back, Nelson,
It's a contradiction.
Nelson from X, the famous one who did the Adani expose.
Amenya.
Amenya, yes. I remember he had mentioned something to do with the weaponry that is, connected to the First Lady, connected to the President, connected to yada yada.
Selling of weapons?
There was something like that. I will be able to show you, to be quite honest,
Okay.
what he tweeted, and things just and then considering that you would see some of the I'll say, what are they called? Police this ones who are fighting against the militia, whereby they're like,
Are they the reservists?
They were like, we did it's called what, destroy some of the equipments, military equipments that were being sent from Kenya to Sudan.
Yeah, there are different factions. So I know there's a rapid deployment unit, there's the anti-terrorism unit as well. So I'm not sure really which one, but again, allegations of arms dealing, are so serious. I just don't have much to say.
I don't want to comment
It's
on
so
that.
unacceptable,
as well.
exactly.
It is crazy now.
What country does Nelson live in, by the way?
France.
He lives in France, huh?
I think, he doesn't live in France.
Does he speak French?
Shout out to you, for all the good work that you've done.
Yeah, he's one who exposed the Dani stuff.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And I know who helped him expose.
Really?
Shout out to you too.
Usibebwe na Subaru wewe.
Nani?
Wewe.
Mimi
For knowing.
sitasema mtu.
Si umesema who, you know who.
I see nothing.
Unaweza shikwa uende
I see
kusema.
nothing.
Yeah, uende kudisclose who is that. Who do you know?
Muniacha,
Who your
please.
daddy?
Now,
Useme tinga.
back to the government. So, reports by Controller of Budget, Margaret
Nyakango.
shows the Treasury released 3.6 billion. Again, billion to State House between May 14th and June 24th. Just 6 days to the end of financial year, disguising predictable travel.
That's 5 weeks.
Fuel.
Whew.
And hospitality expenses as emergencies under Article 223. Fala.
That's like
Mbadi.
800 million a week to spend. Hapo unabeba na gunia kabisa. Wow.
Kiongozi.
Guy, that's so what I've been saying from the beginning,
I tired.
a president must be well intentioned, and number 2, we have to cut wastage and spending. The way Trump is doing. Trump is not a good example for anything, but Trump is emotionally invested in his country. You cannot continue. Remember, the Gen Z protests were about stuff like this.
Exactly.
So you cannot just continue on this path with all these brand new cars and everybody hiring choppers everywhere.
Yes.
And building houses and just carrying. You can see also the scandal at Insha. All of this, again,
we are coming to that.
Stops at the doorstep of His Excellency the President. I'm not the controller of budget. I don't have much to say. She has said her part. Many times she has said her life is at risk and whatnot. Her counterpart in the Auditor General's office, my former colleague Nancy Gadungu, has also said her part.
I love Nancy.
The rest is on you guys.
She just does
such
a good job.
They abide by the Constitution because they're in constitutional roles.
And I'm telling you, give to Caesars what belongs to Nancy. Really does a good job, and to be quite honest,
and they try not to play politics, so they try to do it objectively.
Exactly.
The rest is on Kenyans, man. What can I say?
Tulikosea.
Mtu wetu syndrome, yeah. So hiyo ni 800 million per week or billions just in, yeah, and it's just wrong.
And it's very wrong because you cannot tell me that this is on travel. During this time, kunele wakati yenye yako anatoka Kenya.
Yeah, hiyo time ya Gen Z last year.
Yeah. Kuna time the president could not even move out of the country. Literally.
Yeah, last year when things were bad, hot.
But now you can imagine, now this is crazy. So we are the government right now is a crime scene.
He said he's gonna make Kenya like Singapore. And he also said he couldn't believe how nice. He was in Japan last week.
Oh my God!
He said he couldn't believe how amazing Japan is.
First of all, Japan, this is the country
where they
arrest and convict and they execute their own president for corruption.
Yeah, or even they kill themselves.
Yes. And you want to say you want to make Kenya like Japan or like Singapore. I've been to Singapore. The Singaporean president does not play with these people. It's about developing the people. And
countries like Singapore, and at Kenya's independence, they were behind Kenya.
Imagine.
They actually used our blueprints.
Good governance.
Yeah, good governance is everything.
Good governance is everything.
I'll always say that.
This government is so corrupt. The looting here is too much. And that's why I was just saying, it has become to the point whereby nowadays when we hear billion, it's nothing. Why are we making it normal?
I was in Ongatarongai on Tuesday. I haven't been there in many, many, many years. Uhuru did the road to Ongatarongai, just expanded it, smoothened it. I think Ruto did part of that as well. And you just see the kind of investments in Rongai, the kind of things people have put up, businesses, malls, private homes, but then there are no roads. So you just see that always government is like the weak link. Government must support investment. Government must be an enabler so that as you're investing, you can even get to your home. Security, roads, it's so dusty, it's dry, it's crazy, but road infrastructure would be amazing. So we are, in so many ways, still a very underdeveloped country. And this needs to change. That can't change.
How can you
when
change
you're putting 3.6 billion in travel?
Yeah, in travel. Unaenda wapi huko and you wanna spend billions?
It's totally crazy.
It is crazy. Look at someone like Torres literally trying to develop his country.
In fact, let me send this to a friend of mine who works in Treasury.
It's that.
Nimuuliza my friend Niaje.
Because it doesn't make sense. And every single day we keep on saying, my God, can you just help your people fast? Where is this greed coming from?
It's just terrible.
And speaking of Badi, now there's another scandal. We're on him. Okay? So this is, we're going to give these flowers to Shola Ad on X, who has been actually doing really nice expose in terms of corruption and all that. And I found this very, very interesting. So she said, he said, we really don't know. I uncovered a lot, but today it gets darker. Can William Ruto and Treasury CS Mbadi explain to Kenyans where 3,059,203.20, in short, 396 million Kenyan shillings, they took from the World Bank on 27th June 2024 went. I'm attaching evidence. So this money was borrowed from the World Bank after Ruto government promised that it would equip all students with new or improved access to high-speed internet.
I think you're talking about 3 billion.
Yes, it's 3 billion.
Yeah.
No, is it? No. Yeah. Yes.
I think it's 3 billion and whatever 100 millions.
Yes. So now this reminds me of the time of what is it called?
Because 3 million kwa
So,
presidency
ni-
hiyo ni pesa
Ni dollars. $3 million.
or dollars.
Yes, guys, dollars. Yes.
Or $3 million.
Yeah,
That's
$3
like
million
400 million Kenya
Yeah, so
shillings.
396 million
Yes,
Kenya
yes,
shillings.
400 million Kenya
So
shillings. Yes.
now the other thing is like what the person said was to provide efficient computers, laptops, and tablets to schools, TVETs, and universities under the project etc. So apparently, Ruto's government signed a 350 million USD, okay, loan from the World Bank for Kenya Digital Acceleration Project. The stated objective includes free high-speed internet for schools, among others. That's why you've been hearing all these digital transformation noises. On 27th, about 3 million USD was sent to Treasury account. Now here's the interesting part. So the person dug deeper and found the company that was allegedly paid by the World Bank financier is Viscar Industry Kappa Limited. A deeper search shows that the company is owned and led by engineer David Mulongo, the founder, CEO, and managing director. So the person decided to learn more about Mulongo. In the process, came across former CS Deborah Mulongo, who seems to be related. Further digging brought up screenshots suggesting that the CS also has ties to Wetangula, but that story is for another day. So the chain looks like this: World Bank, Treasury, Mulongo's company, question mark, Ruto and friends. So why?
And this is in light also of the passing of conflict of interest bill, which the president, I think, signed, or did he return it, and which he really lobbied for. But also I came to understand that the proposals of this conflict of interest bill also were the, World Bank, IMF, etc. How immoral is it for a sitting speaker, a sitting CS? It's almost like a conspiracy. It's like these guys sit at that level to conspire to rob Kenyans.
Yes.
Why are we like this? I think that's even the bigger and deeper issue, Conchita. Why do we hate ourselves so much? Do we hate our own so much? Do we hate our country? Why would I sit in a meeting with Gen Z to conspire how to rob,
Exactly.
my own people?
Why?
And you're an elected representative, you're a governor, you're a speaker, you're a senator.
These are the same people who are passing a bill whereby they get protected, they get immunity, they cannot be processed.
And many times security is a big thing for them because it's like you need security to protect you against the people. So in a sense, the people vote for you, but the people are also your enemies. It's a very... And I'm sure there are countries that don't do this kind of stuff.
No, they will not allow it.
Like in Denmark, you're not going to have,
no.
Someone sit and conspire to rob the Danish.
Yeah.
And they're themselves Danish. So
this is crazy. And every single time you sit down, you think about...
It's like mental illness.
It is. And for me, it's more of like when you hear...
And the worst part is that the people doing this, sorry, Conchita, are not even poor people. Like wewe uko na pesa, unaishi Karen na bado unaibia mama mboga mwenye anaishi Kawangware.
Na Kibera.
Yeah, like I said, there should be a very serious white paper, academic white paper on this stuff. Talking of white papers, what happened to the first person I saw develop a white paper on something was Honorable Peter Kenneth. Where did he disappear to?
Interesting.
Peter Kenneth. Peter Kenneth, where are you?
I think he just went.
Jitokeze.
Hi, Pete. How are you doing?
PK.
But oh my God, to be quite honest, it's quite a shame. It's quite a shame that every single week, and that's something I was saying, for once, to surprise, whereby we have nothing to say. Like Ikweni cricket. Queen, 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 queen.
Yeah, we yearn for good governance. For once to like, honestly, like, yeah, things are working well. Exactly. Yeah, I like that you say that, Conchita. That's coming, and we must manifest that. And that we deserve that.
Yes.
Yeah, Kenyans deserve that.
Like just for once, whereby we're not talking shit about the government.
But also our people are so tribal and silly that sometimes you can also, if you analyze very objectively, you can say that In a sense, Kenyans also deserve all the shit that coming towards them because they are also very corrupt, even at the personal level, very dishonest, very greedy, very unfair, even even in families. Unaibia aje yatima.
Yeah.
Unaibia aje yatima. Hata wewe unajua vile nakwambia. Mnafanya biashara mtu anakuibia. Yeah.
I think it just needs to start in terms of like how we raise, and I hope like we're raising like better kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be like really
exactly.
Really amazing.
So you're talking about inculcating a culture of values. Yes. That's what you're talking about, from a young age.
Because I think right now, wale wenye takuja kuchapa government character ni Gen Alpha.
True. They're learning a lot of the wrongs and the no-nonsense. Yeah. But they must not also aspire to be corrupt. They must not also aspire, because we get into a cycle of oppression and violence, which kind of started from independence, where someone comes in and they feel, okay, it's time to recoup what I've spent. It is time for me to get rich. There's a word they used to say, it's our time to eat.
Speaking of that, imagine there's a CS mwenye alisema hivyo pia that kafoma mama wa health, was it
Nakumicha? I saw that. I saw the clip.
Pia sisi ni wakati wetu kukula.
She was just very loud and very loud. And she's like, lazima tukule kila kitu yenye juu tulitafuta hii serikali na so again, our politics is so toxic that even to campaign or to attain office, it is very painful, it is very expensive, it is very rough, there's a lot of fights on the ground. And so people feel entitled. There's entitlement to recoup their investment, to oppress, to eat, and it's just this the public chantings of Nakumicha and even her performance as health CS or misperformance are a testament as to everything that is wrong with politics in this country. And even wherever she came from, because they come from favoritism and cronyism and nepotism. And I mean, it's a case study in everything that's wrong. And that she has a big crowd agreeing with her and cheering tells you again what the situation is.
It could never be me. There's no way that you'll ever find me encouraging stupidity. I sit down.
And that's why maybe there's no way you'll find you being a woman rep.
Yes.
Because again, your values are the antithesis of all this other stuff.
It doesn't make sense to me because I'll be calling out the stupidity.
Yeah, it's really
I'm
crazy.
like, what are you doing?
Did you watch Oroba, former senator's interview? It's a long one.
I haven't seen it, but there's some...
She's loud. She has many things to say.
There's one part, I think the one that I actually liked is when she was saying that, Sakaja really needs to be impeached. I actually agreed with that.
Yeah, I'm actually watching. So it's a long one. I'm in the second hour. I'll watch until the third hour. There's things to learn there.
Yeah, she's true when she talks about Sakaja just being about PR.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry.
She's a staunch believer in...
It's not a personal thing, but I don't like...
She's a staunch believer in Ruto. Like, she was really campaigning for him.
She would wear yellows and green. I remember the time, bro.
She was a real convert. And now, I guess they've totally fallen out.
Character.
Yeah. And she keeps talking about this is what's wrong with our politics, is that our politics, there's use and dump and all of that. And I really yearn for the day that I'll see those things change in the culture.
To be honest, like I've said this, I think, in every single episode. I'm here for the government messes being exposed by themselves.
Yeah.
Like Wanajikoga.
Like Orango said, the government first eats its own.
Yes. So it's the time now to face the music.
We yearn for good governance and we refuse to give up.
Yes, we refuse to give up. So guys, we're going to take a quick break. Yeah. When we're back, more on Call a Spade.
Yes.
Welcome back to Call a Spade. Remember, we are live from the Spiderweb Studios, Upper Status Road, and Benji.
Sisi ndio hawa.
Niko na kaswali.
Yes.
Do you think sometimes the president's people want to watch podcasts yet? Because something happened that we spoke about like a few weeks back.
Why wouldn't they?
So now Faith Odhiambo has been appointed to be in charge of the compensation.
And guys are really trashing her.
Give me your thoughts.
It's unfair. Opinion. Faith, so I don't know Faith very well. I've not known her for a long time. I've met her.
Yeah.
Faith is a resolute lawyer. She's a gifted leader.
Yes, very good.
She's about the best LSK president we've ever seen. But people are so angry, though they are a minority, that are so bitter with the president, they're so bitter with the government. So they feel that Faith shouldn't have accepted to co-chair or to lead the panel looking at compensation for victims. They have a valid point, but their attacks on Faith are unfair and baseless. Hussein Khalid was also nominated. He declined the appointment. Hanifa Eden was also nominated. She declined the appointment. Irungu Houghton accepted the appointment. So did Faith and others. So they feel that it's a betrayal of the cause. Faith is looking at it in a more pragmatic fashion. Like, this is the instrument that's in place that's going to help pursue justice for victims like the family of, for instance, Rex Masai. I wouldn't begrudge her on that. I wouldn't begrudge her on that. They, her critics say that you don't work with the devil. You do not listen at all to anything they have to say. And of course, the powers that be listen to these things. It's their job to do that. The intelligence arm, that's their work to know what is being said on social media, what's being said on broadcasts and podcasts. And so potentially it's a good thing. I personally don't like Makao Mutua. He's a pretty fake character. But he's the chair of that particular panel. And lastly, Conchita, Miss Odhiambo said that if in the discharge of her duties she feels that her word is not being taken and she's frustrated and she feels she's out of place, she will resign immediately. I personally take her at her word.
To be quite honest, I think from the track record, based on like how she came through for the...
she's a leader.
Mgala Mwaki Mpe. I know, even pia mimi kauchungu kidogo, considering that I really don't like this government. Because they've really taken money from my pockets and shit, and I think people are the poorest right now. Fuck. But back to Faith. I get triggers when I think about this thing.
Paula, take it easy.
But let's give her a chance. Let's see what she can be able to do.
Again, you have to look at people. You have to look at people's character, not just what they say. So I'm judging Faith really on her inner character, on her conviction, on her commitment to justice. I'm judging Faith on her stripes as a tiger. I'm not willing to call her a bear. She is a solid individual, and I believe that her only role in that committee will be not pursuit of allowances, not trying to cozy up to the president or Kasongo, whatever you want to call him. Her role will just be to be the voice of the voiceless and to pursue justice for victims. And I have no other reason to think otherwise, to be honest. If I was to be fair, we have no other reason to think that Faith would divert from that path. None.
Let's give her any.
So she has my vote. She has my support.
Let's give her time. Let's see.
And she has not paid me to say this. Disclaimer. Not in the list. Yes.
No, like for me, I feel like
let's learn to speak truth and to be fair to one another.
Let's give her a chance to see what she can be able to.
Correct. But most people online are not giving her a chance. They're castigating her.
Because they know anyone who goes to Ruto, it's...
They're making wild allegations. They're saying, Faith, you're a con, we're not familiar with the game. That's wrong. They want the intransigence and the
it's because people are mad.
They want the inflexibility of Miguna. You know, that kind of, radical positioning. Sometimes it's not pragmatic, though. That's the thing. Because things work a certain way when it comes to the state, when it comes to governance. So unless in a revolution you're able to overthrow the system, which also is fraught with its own problems, Conchita, because sometimes, honestly, you can go from the frying pan to the fire.
True.
You can go from a bad government to no government. And I'm not trying to scare anybody. There's just ways. A ballot revolution is amazing and is the best. But sometimes you have to work within limits and prescribed, systems. And so I would not begrudge Faith for what she has done.
Same here. I think can be able to give her a chance.
Yes.
To be able to
try to get her here. We ask her questions. Actually, that's amazing. Try to get her on this podcast and let's ask her questions.
Great.
Yes.
Faith, I am looking for you.
Exactly. Edit this whole part, send it to her. Let her come and take this microphone here and let's answer some questions.
Of the story.
Yes.
That would be great.
Exactly.
The other thing is, I'm not a sadist, but Kimani Chungwa once said that don't let a death of a single person be used for political purposes.
Yeah, I've seen guys castigating him online as well.
So now he's lost his father.
Yes.
Again, condolences. We're not sadist people.
Yeah. I saw people saying, was he going to KFC? Was he in an Uber? I mean, people are... This is Gen Z stuff. But you see, that's why I keep...
Like, I'm trying to be serious.
That's why I keep...
Like, alas.
That's why I keep telling leaders, you have to understand Gen Zs, because the same bile that you're dispensing to them is exactly what they'll use against you. So Kimani is very lucky in the sense that, one, his father is one of the founders of Kikuyu Town as we know it today. His father has lived to 105. That is more than a blessing. Born in 1920. So he's very lucky in that sense, number one, and rest in peace to Mzee. Number two, Kimani Ichung'wah is a high-ranking member of parliament, former journalist, and a close friend of the president. Some of these things, you don't use them to spew bile. You use them and repay God's kindness and blessings upon your life by being an illuminating light and source of warmth and courage in the world. And so I'm not going to join the bandwagon for name calling and mocking, but also the leaders themselves should not be mocking and name calling and trivializing the cause of Gen Z. For Mzee to live to 105, Mzee Ngugi, Ichung'wah wa Ngugi, is a huge blessing, and he died in his sleep. So rest in peace. And a lot of the guys who are online, I just hope that you can even live to see 70 or 80, let alone 100.
So now that's the thing. Every one person I remember. Every single person. I was looking at this one.
Yes.
I'm looking at X right now, and there's someone who says 2 months ago, Kimani Ichung'wah alleged that Rigathi Gachagua had sent
wanted
dads
to kill
his
his
father.
parents. Yeah.
It was a flat lie. We sympathize and move on. So because he's told people sympathize and move on, everyone is like, yeah, your dad died, sympathize, we move on. So you see, like, people.
There's so much hatred between the leaders and the people, and that's just it's so unfortunate.
And you can see and that's the thing I'm saying is the fact that the leaders were not willing to protect its citizen. That's why when we saw Elachi losing her son, people are not empathetic.
I've seen another joker here saying
people are not empathetic right now.
I've seen another joker here saying that maybe they should amend the constitution to make Ruto a 4-term president. I think some guy called Koros or something like that. And you see, it is these wild, reckless utterances that are making, the country ungovernable. You'll find it somewhere.
It's crazy. But right now, I can see, and you say this is what is pissing also a lot of Kenyans, is that the politicians right now are really sympathizing with him. And none of them took time to be like, we sympathize with the lives lost during the Gen Z movement.
Exactly. They just took Gen Z as the enemy.
Yeah. So now if people, let's call a spade. You receive what you give. So the same utterances that he gave out is the same thing he's getting right now. So who is to be blamed here? Anyway, guys, Benji, that's all for today. Ni hayo kwa sasa.
Thanks for tuning in. Listen, send all these things on your different accounts on TikTok and whatnot. Let's have a few soundbites and hopefully also send in questions, because we're here to enlighten, empower, and educate. You know what I'm saying? Have a lovely weekend, everyone. Good to see you, Conchi.
Thank you so much, guys. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And
Exactly.
We are live from the Spiderweb Studios. Until next time, my name is Conchita.
God bless.
God bless you.